Hey, Bob here. Today is Sunday, May 3rd, 2026. And I'm on a hike at Lake Louisa State Park this morning, one of my favorite hikes. I'm in the dry area of the park. We had rain last night. Anyway, I'm at the top of this hill, and I'm thinking about how fragile life is. 1 second you're on top of the world, which I sort of am right now, geographically. Just walked up from the lake down there. That's Hammond Lake. And yeah, you can be on top of the world 1 minute and life can throw you some punches, and all of a sudden things start to unravel. Such has been my life the past year or more. We had a couple of rough weeks. I won't go into the details, but one thing is we got a new dog in the family, Jeff. He's a 5-year-old doodle that my daughter picked up and paid for at the Pooch and Poodle Rescue of Orlando. And through a series of circumstances that were not expected, once again, life throws some things at you that make life more difficult. Anyway, through a series of those circumstances in her life, Teresa and I ended up taking care of Jeff, the 5-year-old doodle, not for one night, but for 11 nights. And because of my daughter and her husband's situation, we decided that the smartest thing to do would be to return Jeff to the Pooch and Poodle Rescue and move on. When I say we, it looked like Teresa and I might end up keeping Jeff, and we decided that at our age, 70-ish, Teresa's going to be 70 in August, and I'm going to be 72 in October. We decided that we didn't want to have the full responsibility of taking care of this beautiful animal who has been sort of passed around through the system and never completely found his home. He was a beautiful dog visually. Inside, he was a sweetheart. Loved to play. He's a pretty big dog, 80 pounds. Excuse me, I take it back, 70 pounds. And he was bigger than our last doodle, Teddy. Teddy was only about 55 pounds. But anyway, Jeff had some issues outside. Oh, some pretty flowers here. Jeff had some issues on the leash, and Teresa and I sort of came to the conclusion that this might be the reason why nobody kept Jeff. So Jeff has gone back. Today is Sunday. We returned him. He had heartworm and he was on his last treatment. We brought him back to the facility for them to do the final heartworm treatment, and my daughter made arrangements with Pooch and Poodle to take him back. So it's kind of sad. He was a wonderful boy with some behavioral problems on the leash. He liked to chase cars. He liked to chase squirrels. He liked to chase anybody on a bicycle. And of course, he never had the chance to chase any of those things because he was on the leash. But he kind of wore me out. And I hated to say goodbye to him. So anyway, that happened Tuesday, you know, 5 or 6 days ago. Today is Sunday, so let's say 6 days ago. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days ago, sorry. And yeah, so that kind of went down this past week. And it's just kind of been a rough week. On the good side, after taking care of Jeff for 12 days total, 11 nights, it's kind of nice to have my freedom back. And as I typically do on Sunday, I try to make it over to Lake Louisa State Park and have a hike through nature. And have a talk with God. It's been a rough week. On the good side, I am back in the workshop and doing a repair to a Cordoba C5 for a friend of mine. That's the only reason I'm doing it. And slowly finishing up my 2 final guitars. So that's what's new with me. I feel pretty good. Been doing a lot of walking. But I haven't been over to Lake Louisa for a couple of weeks. Last time I was here, I did a 5.5 mile hike, one which I hadn't done for, since I injured my left calf. Been a long time since I had done that hike. Anyway, here's an old well. Looking back down the hill I just came up and still am going up. So just a short check-in. Hope to be, we're not through the storm yet. There's some stuff going on, and hopefully everything will resolve for the best. Can't go into details. But anyway, you know, new day, new opportunity for wonderful things to happen. You know, you're gonna get some curveballs in life, and I think it's how you handle them. Beautiful through here, very private. Let me just widen this out a bit. Very peaceful back here. Not a soul in sight. And sometimes I see raccoon on this quadrant of the park. I say quadrant, but I don't really mean quadrant. This section of the park, typically when I see raccoon, I don't just see one. I'll see like a whole pack of them. They tend to travel in packs of 5 or 6. But I haven't seen a thing yet. I have seen 2 coral snakes in the park last year, as a matter of fact. And I saw one that was close to 4 feet long. And beautiful thing. And deadly poisonous. So you don't want to, mess around with it. You just want to keep your distance. But, you can get to within a few feet of them. As long as you don't bother them, they won't bother you. So we're going downhill now. I think I'm about 1.5 miles into this hike, perhaps a tiny bit less. This is about a 3.5 mile hike I'm on. Just taking my time. We had a rainstorm yesterday that went through Orlando and Claremont. I'm in Claremont right now. And the sand here is wet, which is actually easier to walk on. And we definitely needed rain. I've been using both my deep well at home to water the lawn, and I've also been using city water at the other end from the well where the hose doesn't quite reach. And our city water bill was twice its normal. It was like $40 this month. My wife got the bill yesterday, and of course I got reprimanded. But we do have, I think we have the nicest lawn in the neighborhood, and that's because I'm out there all the time watering it. We've had no rain, and it's starting to get really hot here. Now this morning, it's quite cool. It's overcast. There's no chance, I think the chance of rain today is 10%. Here's another lake, small lake back there. So I don't expect it to rain today. I'm not sure what's going on when I get back home. Lake Louisa State Park is 21 miles from my driveway at home. And then when you drive into the park, it's 3 miles more to the campground. And that's where I am. I'm deep in the park near the campground. That's where I parked. And then I got on this trail. I would say I'm in a low spot right now, but low meaning geographically. But I'm going to be going up this hill here in a second. Now, even though this is low here, this trail right here, right now, it's still the high end of the park. Okay, you can see that down there is the lake. And it goes down a good 15 feet from where I am. So it's completely dry here, even though this is a rather, low part of this trail. I'm not sure the name of this little lake here, but on a hot day, by the time I get to this point, I'm feeling it a bit. The heat can really knock the crap out of you. It's not the distance. My legs and my heart can handle the distance. It's the oppression and the pain of that the sun will bring. It's quite comfortable here now. I would say it's in the high 60s right now, which is, I don't even think it's 70. There's a coolness in the air right now. And I think last few days in Orlando have been in the mid 80s to 90. So the hot weather has moved in, but if you get out early, you can still feel a little bit what's left over from the winter. Okay, so I'm at the top of the hill now. I'm going to take a right here. It's another lake behind these trees. And in fact, I can walk down this hill here. Down there, you can see a spot of sand right in the middle of the screen. And that's actually another trail that goes to the right and follows that lake. The lake is behind these trees. You can see little spots of it in between the trees. I'm not going that way. I'm going to go this way. This is heading back towards my car, but I'm still a good 2 miles from my car. You can see everything is dead here, but spring is in the air. They've been doing a lot of controlled burning in the park here. Here is a water gate. This would have been for, opening and closing, most likely irrigation, back when this place was an agricultural property. Decades, many decades ago, and centuries, probably going back over a century. All of this is now owned by the the state park. The state Florida State Parks owns this now. Just widen this a bit. Yeah, so that's it. Bob checking out. And hope everybody's well out there. And I'm just moving along, trying to walk about 15 miles a week. That's sort of my my goal. And some weeks I hike more, and some weeks I hike less, depends on the schedule. When we had the dog for the last 11 days, we were, between my wife and I, we were walking him over 3 miles a day. So I would say we were each doing, let's see, was it 8? I think we were doing about 1 3/4 miles each with Jeff. So he was getting plenty of exercise. So at this point, I can go either way, right or left. And doesn't much matter. I can go that way or I can go this way. I think to the right is a little bit shorter, and I'm planning on doing multiple hikes here this morning, maybe a couple. This one's over 3 miles, so I think I'll go this way. Hope you're all having a great life, and I hope you're handling adversity well. I always recommend, whatever you do for a living, go out and take a walk, find your local park, and go out and get some fresh air, pick up some trash along the way, and enjoy nature and have a talk with God. Okay, wishing you all a good week. Bob out.